Welcome to Beyond the Bottom Line, a program designed to explore issues of business problems and the responsibility that considers more than pure profits. My name is Larry Zicklin, and as always, my colleague is Paul Roth. We are continuing our conversation with our guest, Bruce Freed, President and co-founder of the Center for Political Accountability, a nonpartisan, nonprofit advocacy organization. Welcome, Bruce.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
So let me first disclose the fact that I am on the board of the Center for Political Accountability and that you and I are old friends, so we get the disclosure out of the way.
Excellent.
Paul, I'm going to turn the first question over to you.
Bruce, we talked before about how you monitor political contributions by different corporations. The United States Supreme Court said political contributions by corporations are just fine.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it that you're monitoring? If it's okay, isn't this something that just the board and the executives should be dealing with?
Well, in Citizens United, the Supreme Court really opened the floodgates because it said that companies can engage in independent expenditures. It really widened significantly the range of spending that they can engage in. It really opened the door to trade associations engaging in independent expenditures.
But you're not trying to tell them where they should send their money, are you?
Oh, no. We're saying that, again, when they're doing it, they need to do it transparently and with accountability policies in place.
Did Citizens United say anything about transparency?
There was an 8-1 decision as part of the overall decision by Justice Kennedy that affirmed disclosure. And that was, for us, was very important. It was a silver lining in an otherwise, I would say, abysmal decision.
It's sort of assumed disclosure, right? It assumed that disclosure would be made to corporate stakeholders. Yes,
and that it assumed it would be made on an on-time basis or a real-time basis, which is not the case. That's why the work that we're doing is so important, because we're getting companies to disclose. They're doing it on an annual or semi-annual basis, but they are disclosing.
So that's your spear, so to speak. You're there. Disclose. Do what you want in terms of making contributions, but disclose what you are doing.
It's do what you want, but also have policies in place to govern your spending, have accountability in place so the board knows where the spending is going and what risks it poses, and taking steps to be able to deal with those risks.
One of the carrots that you offer is to be at the top of your S&P 500 list.
Yes.
How competitive is the top? If I'm a company in the food distribution world and I'm at the top of the list, I'm one of your, what do you call it?
Trendsetters.
Trendsetters. If there's another company in food distribution, are they envious of where I am? Do they want to compete with where I am?
Oh, we find that's a real incentive for companies. We talk about food distribution. There's one company, major company, that this year became a trendsetter. In fact, it was the first year that it adopted disclosure and accountability policies. And a sister company, or a competing company, has said, we'll stay slightly behind. But the fact is, there's really a pull by the competing company to be able to remain, let's say, within range of the trendsetter. So
let me ask you a question. You go in to a company that hasn't adopted your type of disclosure and accountability rules. Do you sell based upon what their competitors are doing, or do you sell based upon this is just good corporate practice, or do you sell on a combination of these?
It's a combination.
Are you doing one now?
Oh, we're doing it all the time.
Can you give us an example as to how you're selling it?
Well, we had the case of a company in the chemical industry. When it was benchmarked in the index, it scored poorly, and a newspaper reported that, and the CEO saw that, called folks in the company, said this is unacceptable. And we've had a meeting with one of the people from the Washington office. We're beginning to work with the company on the adoption of disclosure and accountability policies.
How does the newspaper know about this?
Because this newspaper is very interested in the index and in covering it on their business page.
This is the index that you publish?
Yes, the index that we publish in conjunction with the Wharton School. This newspaper has given it coverage each year. They'll go through the companies in their readership area, and they'll give extensive coverage.
That's a carrot. I want to go to a stick for a minute. Paul and I teach a class, and in our class at the university, we had a representative of the governor, actually the controller of the state of New York, talking about shareholder resolutions.
Yes.
And this representative told us that under the controller, they file shareholder resolutions, and most of them deal with political accountability.
Yes.
First of all, let's talk about what a shareholder resolution is.
You have two types of resolutions. You have a precatory resolution, and then you have a resolution that directs the company to do it. Our partners file a precatory resolution.
Precatory
Say what
is
precatory
It
is?
urges a company. A company can ignore it if it so chooses. In most cases, they don't. So it urges the company to adopt a policy.
So how do you deal, I know you're partners with
Yeah.
the governor's representative. How do you partner up? How does that take place?
We have about 15 or so partners. These are people or entities. New York State Common Retirement Fund would be one, who own shares and own enough shares to be able to file resolutions at companies urging them to issue reports or adopt policy changes on that. We have a model resolution that we drafted 16 years ago. It's been slightly modified, but that resolution is filed with the company. And then it's filed for the annual general meeting. Our hope is that we'll enter into a dialogue with the company so the company adopts the policy
When
changes.
does the company learn you're going to file a resolution?
Well, sometimes the partner will send them a letter beforehand or alert them. Other times they'll just file the resolution. And they'll do it within 6 months of the annual general meeting. There's that window period where resolutions are filed.
Each company's got a bylaw provision
Yeah.
regarding that. But what kind of shareholder resolutions do you file?
We have our model resolution.
And it's only related to
Only related to
political
election
spending.
disclosure and accountability for election-related spending.
And that, or something like that, has been adopted by how many companies in the S&P?
Agreement with 173. But, as we said, there are companies that go ahead and adopt these policy changes without a resolution. They view it as good governance. Sometimes it's a result of engagement through the index. In other cases, a company will say, you know what, we need to adopt these policies, so they'll get in touch with us and they'll do it without a shareholder resolution.
Is the purpose of the policy of the shareholder resolution to carry a majority of the shareholders, or is it pretty effective if it doesn't carry a majority of the shareholders?
You don't need to receive a majority. I mean, that is a great misnomer, and it drives me nuts dealing with reporters when they say, well, you haven't gotten many majority votes. If you're in the 30 to 40% range, companies view that as a very strong message that it's an issue that they need to address. And I've heard that from companies themselves, and it's been the experience with our shareholder partners.
What percentage of companies where you get, let's say, 35% voting actually change their policies?
I don't have the exact number on it, but it's a significant number. I mean, I think in the last proxy season, maybe had 12, where there were 33 resolutions that went to a vote, and I think maybe at 23 companies we received between 30 and 40 and 40 and 50% of the vote. So the average vote is 36.4%.
That's pretty high for a shareholder resolution.
It's very high.
There are proxy advisory firms
Yes.
that are pretty influential in the advice that they give institutional investors as to how to vote. Do they generally support your resolutions?
Yes. I mean, we work closely with Institutional Shareholder Services, which is the largest one. We also work closely with Glass Lewis, which is one of the large proxy advisory services. And we have very good relationships with them. In fact, with ISS, they just asked us to give them a list of the companies where the resolution has been filed for this 2020 proxy season. So
you're already working on 2020?
Oh, we're working on 2020. We started this summer in terms of having resolutions filed. And I mean, with the annual meetings coming up, let's say, in the spring, we need to have the resolutions in.
When you decide to file a resolution, You find a partner to file it,
Yep.
who owns shares.
Yes.
You then call the company.
Well, sometimes you'll call the company. Sometimes you just go ahead and file.
Let's take the cases where you call.
Yeah.
What's that conversation like?
It's the partner who calls, and
The
they'll-
partner who
there's some partners who really are looking to see if the company will enter into a dialogue before the filing of a resolution. We would prefer that to be the case. When we have a resolution filed, our hope is that we'll enter into a dialogue where the company adopts the policies and we withdraw the resolution.
Let me just clarify something. When you say partner, you're talking about something like a
An
public
investor.
pension fund or something, or an,
Public pension fund, foundation, anybody who holds shares.
because you guys don't own the shares.
We don't own the shares.
You're advising them with
Yes.
respect to this kind of a policy.
And sometimes there are some individuals, there'll be investment management firms that have clients that use the client shares. Sometimes an investment management firm like Trillium Asset Management, foundations, religious orders. If they own the shares, they own the requisite $2,000 for over a year, then you can file a shareholder resolution.
So you're finding, I'm using the word partner now, people with common interests,
Yes, shared interests.
shared interests. And when people are willing to enter into a dialogue, will you withdraw your filing?
You need to have an agreement. I mean, that's the key thing. It's not entering into the dialogue. You need to have an agreement, where the company has adopted the policies that are being urged in the resolution.
I mean, I found, being on the corporate side, that you negotiate.
Yeah, they are negotiations.
You have a negotiation, you have a draft of what the shareholder proposal is going to be like.
Yeah.
The company indicates what it would like in the way of changes, and
Yep.
there's a negotiation to determine whether or not both sides can live with
That's
a
just,
policy that will do away with the shareholder proposal and just be adopted by the board.
and then there's usually a letter, there's something that memorializes the agreement, because you need to make sure that the company will follow through, and that, you can take action if a company does not follow through on the agreement.
I'm not asking you to name names, but do companies occasionally say, file, we'll fight you to the death?
Oh yeah, without question. There have been a handful. But there are also companies that where we've been in negotiations with them, and they've been moving slowly. So we'll file our partner will file a resolution without hostile intent. That was the case with one company. It took 3 years for the company then to adopt disclosure and accountability policies, where the resolution was withdrawn, an agreement was reached, and this company has been a trendsetter.
What does it mean without hostile intent?
Well, look, you're saying, we're not doing it because we're angry at you. We're just basically, keeping the option open to press you further.
And so what if I understand correctly, in the context of shareholder resolutions, which frequently deal with environmental aspects, sustainability, diversity, and other things, you focus entirely on disclosure with respect to political spending, and your resolutions, or those that are filed by your partners, are getting about over 30% of the vote.
36.4.
And how much is that up from 5 years ago?
This is very interesting when you asked about the proxy advisory services. Our first resolutions were filed in the 2004 proxy season. 23 resolutions were filed. We cracked 10% at 12 of the 23 companies. That was considered a very strong opening. 2 resolutions got over 15%. We had an average vote in 2004 and 2005 of 9%. But in 2006, when ISS changed its policy on recommendations on resolutions, they changed their policy from opposing social resolutions to recommending on a case-by-case basis. They began recommending for most of our resolutions, and in 1 year, our average vote doubled from 9% to 20%. And from 2006 on, it's gone up from 20% to 36.4%. I mean, we've, for quite a few years, we've been over 30%, maybe just a hair under, but it just keeps moving up.
Is it different from the other environmental, let's say, ESG types of resolutions?
They've been doing well also. I mean, we're one of the perhaps top average vote getters. I know there was a lobbying resolution that was in the low 30s. You know, I'm not sure. I mean, you've had resolutions dealing with climate change. You know, those have been receiving strong votes also.
I mean, in a sense, corporate boards are being more responsive to these type of resolutions these days.
Yes. I mean, you know, resolutions are very important as early warning messages to companies. You know, it's a way for companies to be alerted that there are broader issues that their investors consider to be important that affect the viability and the bottom line of the company and the ability of the company to adapt. And you see that with diversity and executive comp and climate change and on political spending.
Without asking you to identify a company, has there been a company that said, no, we're not interested, go away, you've come in with a 35% shareholder support, and they call you up and say, let's talk?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, there was one very large manufacturer, one that has been in the news recently. Our resolution was getting in the 20% range, and then and they would just they would ignore us. You'd have perfunctory conversations with them. And I remember the resolution went from a 22% to 29%, and we refiled the following year, maybe in 2012 or so. And so we filed in 2013, and then we get a call from the company where they had said, well, this is what we're doing now. You know, we're only using corporate funds for our political spend. Excuse me, we're only using PAC funds for our political spending, not using corporate money. Should we do that, we will disclose. We will disclose the payments to the secretive social welfare organizations and trade association payments. We don't know what was the genesis of that. We're always very curious about what's happening internally. But, you know, there are these instances.
When companies turn you down, forget the vote for a minute, when they just say, we have no interest in talking to you, do whatever you want, what's their logic? Why are they opposed to transparency?
Oh, some companies will say that they're concerned that their competitors will get information that could be used against them. It's proprietary information on their political spending. Some companies will say, well, this impinges on their free speech. We say, your competitors can ballpark what you're doing. These folks talk to each other. There's stuff that goes through the grapevine, and this has nothing to do with free speech. Justice Scalia, talked about the importance of disclosure along with free speech in a Washington State ballot initiative decision. There's some companies that just don't want to do it. They're resistant.
Is there any relationship that you've seen between non-disclosure and corporate behavior? Are these companies different that don't want to disclose? Or is it in certain fields that they don't want to disclose?
There have been certain fields highly regulated where they don't want to disclose because they're very significant political spenders. But then when controversy hits a company, that can be a moment of epiphany for the company. There is other companies that ideologically may be opposed to disclosure.
It's been said that the more highly regulated you are, the more political spending, the more lobbying.
Oh,
you believe that?
Yeah, you'll see that with pharmaceuticals, with communications, telecommunications,
utilities.
Utilities. Utilities
Insurance.
are a major area. Financial services, those companies, and you know what? It's interesting. We've had major success in those industries. Lobbying
is one of the activities that you identify.
We don't deal with lobbying. We've kept away from lobbying because the amount of money that's spent on lobbying is so much more than on than election-related spending, and also there is a disclosure of a considerable amount of the lobbying spending and activity at the congressional, at the federal level. So we've kept focused on political spending, or on election-related spending.
Election. Lobbying presumably could have even more effect on the way in which laws are developed.
There is a role for lobbying, because, legislators, staff, regulators, policymakers, they do need to know what the impact of let's say, legislation or regulation is on a company or an industry, and they do need to take that into account. It's a question of the extent to which they take it into account and how other interests are balanced. But there is that very important sort of information dissemination role, and they should be part of that process. Election-related is different because their relationships are being formed with members. You can get much greater impact for far fewer dollars with election-related spending.
But isn't there a relationship? I mean, if you support a senator, for example, you have access then to lobby that senator.
Oh, money buys access.
I once had an executive say to me, the most important expenditures we make are lobbying and political spending.
Yeah.
There's more bang for the buck there than anything else we do.
There was a study at Arizona State University that compared the return on investment for the lobbying dollar and the election-related spending dollar. And the researcher, it was an accounting professor, found that you got more bang for your buck with the election-related spending. Because you come in, you contribute to a candidate as they're beginning their political career, and they view you as a friend. And so when you come in to see them, you're not coming in as a lobbyist, you're coming in as a friend. And, friends like to help friends. And I could see that from my days on the Hill.
Especially if you're regulated.
Yeah.
People need to know who you are and treat you differently if they know you and think you have a good reputation and have acted honestly with them. Mm-hmm. And if they don't know you, they tend to be suspicious.
If they don't know you, you're just one of many people coming in, one of many supplicants.
Paul and I teach a class, and in one of our classes, we talked about bribery and the Transparency Index. And one of our students asked us, where does the U.S. stand? And as I recall, in that year was 16th or 17th in the world.
In bribery.
In bribery. And he said, but you don't include political contributions. Because in most countries, you're not allowed to do that.
The United States is very different. You see, and that's why we focus on election-related spending, because much more spending is allowed from many different sources in this country. I mean, when we were doing our work, we were looking at the Global Reporting Initiative. Should we try to, suggest revisions to that to be able to set standards or parameters for disclosure and accountability policies? And we found we couldn't, because the United States is so different from, say, Western Europe, which is included in the Global Reporting Initiative. We're sui generis.
You talked about Trendsetters before. What's the momentum in Trendsetters for the Center for Political Accountability?
This is very interesting. In 2015, we expanded our index, the benchmarking index, to the S&P 500. So we started with 100, did 200, 300, as we sort of worked out the kinks. But in 2015, we went to the 500. And we've kept the indicators constant. Between 2015 and 2019, this is a 5-year period, we've gone from 28 companies set at a score of 90 or above to 73 companies. You're talking about a 160% increase. And so you're talking about 28 in 15, 41 in 16, 50 in 17, 57 in 18, and then 73 in 2019. We can see these jumps. And then, in dealing with the companies and in speaking with them on it, we can see much greater recognition of the need to have robust policies. They recognize it's good governance, but it protects them. Because if they have policies, one of the things that we've been told by companies is having policies gives them much greater control. They can say no and hang it on a policy.
Do some of these companies believe they're being extorted?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think this is a real problem with the 501c4, the social welfare organizations, because since the contribution is not disclosed, if you have a very influential elected official or one of his minions or her minions coming up and asking for a contribution, you have to think several times about how you're going to respond, because they can either help you or they could hurt you, and you have to think of the consequences. But I think this is something that we've seen firsthand. I mean, I spoke at a group of general counsels for companies, and there was a former head of one of the national party committees who was there, and he was speaking the next day about political trends. He asked me a question, has any company had its C4 contribution? Have there been any disclosure of C4 contributions? Well, this was early on with our effort, and I said no. And I'll bet my bottom dollar the next day he said, look, you can count on anonymity, so therefore when you're asked, give.
Well, Bruce, this has just been a fascinating conversation. Larry and I thank you very, very much for appearing with us on the program. We want to thank our audience for joining us, and we hope to see you again on our next episode of Beyond the Bottom Line. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.